Wing Nation is here at the PRI show and the Racing Electronics Display. Steve Post here and catching up with a sprint car guru. It's going to be spending a lot of time with wing sprint cars coming up next year. We will talk about that down the road here, but Brady Bacon joins us. Hey man, how are you?
Good to be here.
Good to catch up with you. I do want to talk a little bit about this past season, though. When you drive an iconic car like you drive, the number 50 car for Richard and Rob Hoffman, to be able to get a 50th win in that car, that has got to be extremely rewarding to be able to hit a milestone win with an iconic team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been involved with them for so long, and it's been a pleasure to kind of help them stack up the stat sheets and everything, and to win 50 races with them, and then be second all time myself. Obviously, they're first in their category, but just great to be associated with such a great family, such a great team, and I'll probably always be kind of synonymous with that car for the rest of my career. But it's a pleasure to work with them, and it's been a fun ride so far.
One of the storylines that we've seen in traditional sprint cars, non-wing sprint cars, though, is the shift over to wing sprint cars. You're in a really good spot in the non-wing world, running for USAC championships and everything, but ultimately you're finally pulling the trigger, it seems like, on that decision to go wing car racing. What all goes into a decision like that, Brady?
I really like to be prepared, so I haven't really been in a position where I felt like I had enough kind of support and backing to do it. And this year, obviously, our 21H, we've had a lot of success in the last couple years. This past year, we felt like we kind of got to where as far as we could get running a partial schedule. So that was another part of the decision. To get any better, we got to race more. And then Chris Dyson, who I've driven the Silvercon car for, wanted to do some stuff too, and so between those two teams together, I'll be able to fill out a full 80 race wing schedule and not wear out either team. So I'm really looking forward to that, and kind of giving myself a little bit of a break because the 69's out of my shop and the 21H. So take a little bit of weight off my shoulders, still get to race a lot, and just really hit it hard and try to get where we need to be.
When you have two teams like that you're splitting things with, how close are they on parts and pieces and stuff like that? Do you work to try to bring them into parallel with each other, and what is that like to try to make sure that they're on the similar page, if you will?
Yeah, that was the great part about Chris Dyson and Shawn Michael. They agreed to kind of do my package. We've obviously had success, so Triple X chassis, FK shocks, and so all that stuff's going to be the same. So hoping that all the information will translate back and forth, and we can both get better together and win some races.
Is it I think I read this right, you're just right now the plan is going to be a true outlaw schedule, and just kind of look at the landscape, maybe even look at the weather some weeks and see where it takes you? Yeah,
the spring especially, the weather has a lot to do with it. So it's nice to have options to either go to Central PA and race or go Texas or in the Midwest somewhere. So that'll play a big part of it. And then June, July, August, you see how you're doing, and we're going to try to hit all the big races in Central, outlaw races, high limit races in PA, and then I'm going to try to do all the big stuff with the 21H in the Midwest, Knoxville, Eldora, things like that. So we're going to be busy, and there's a good thing about wing sprint racing. There's plenty of options right now.
When you look at it and you talk about how far you guys have come, I think it's remarkable to be a part-time team, to win a World of Outlaw race, qualify for the Kings Royal, qualify for the Knoxville Nationals. I think it speaks volumes for what you were able to do in that 21H car. That's pretty stout for a part-time team.
Yeah, I mean, they've given us all the tools, Kelly and Laura Hink, and I kind of have managed to keep my core people together, Matt Hummel with FK Indy, and we just know how to work with each other and just keep making progress. And we really came out of the box fast with the 21H, and then have just been refining it over the past 3 or 4 years to just build our consistency. And then this year we felt like we kind of finally reaped some rewards. Obviously we were in contentions for wins, but you got to be up there all the time and making the big races, and we were able to do that. So we were really happy with how our season was, and looking forward to racing more and getting even faster.
Yeah, I think that's the key now. But the non-wing world, there is going to be some USAC, Silver Crown, some sprint car, Silver Crown, sprint car. What is the game plan as far as non-wing racing goes?
We're going to run all the USAC sprint car races in Florida, and then just see what works. In Eldora, when they do double headers, we'll do that. That's close to my shop, so we'll do that. And thinking about going to Knoxville, and then when the summer comes, Indiana Sprint Week is a possibility. But if we're, things are going well with the wing sprint car, we'll probably stay with that. So we have a lot of options, and Sean and Chris are open to kind of do whatever. So I'm looking forward to not having to be anywhere, every week. You can kind of choose, or if we need a weekend off and spend some time with family, I can do that too. So I promised my wife I'll do that, and hopefully I'll actually come good on that promise. So it gets difficult sometimes when you have so many options, and especially when things are going good, you want to keep the momentum up.
Well, one of the things I love, I've always just respected about you and Ciciana so much is your passion for the especially Ciciana, the merchandise side. I'll never forget, we're up on Beer Hill, and you're up there drinking beer. We were there for a Pennsylvania Speed Week race or something like that years ago now. You're up there, you're just kind of hanging out. Beer Hill's all losing their mind because Brady Bacon is here, and Ciciana's got the bag of T-shirts, and she is just wheeling and dealing T-shirts. I'm sure with all these new cars and new plans, probably you guys have got some creative ideas that you have put together on the apparel side as well.
Yeah, it's we're not going to have the 69 car anymore, which everyone really loved, but we have some really cool looking cars coming out, and it'll have something new for our fans, and get to race in front of new fans, and hopefully make some new fans as well.
Well, it's going to be awesome, that's for sure, and a weekend or two at home with Mama too. You better do that. Brady, it is always a pleasure to catch up with you, and I'm sure we'll talk to you on Wing Nation along the way, but thanks for joining us here at PRI.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Brady Bacon joining us here at the Racing Electronics display on Wing Nation at PRI.